Hello, I'm Sar and welcome to another Sign of Life episode. In this video, I want to talk to you about the right path that we're all looking for. We aren't born with all the answers. Much like the lion cubs in the savannah, we rely on the support from our loved ones. From a young age, our families teach us many important life lessons. But as we grow up, we stop relying just on our families to provide us with the right answers, and we start looking for a wider collective agreement. We believe that by doing so, we are reducing the risk of failure. But that isn't true. The reason why is simple. The majority isn't always right. Take democracy, for example. If you voted with the majority and got a president or a prime minister of your choice elected, it still doesn't mean you made the right choice. At the end of the day, a popular choice is still just another choice. We tend to forget that while we're all part of the same tribe, we're still all individuals. We all have our own thoughts, desires, passions, values, and beliefs. But as we grow up and acquire tools to help us in life, we're almost never encouraged to follow a path of individualism. And as a consequence, later on in life, we don't even know how or where to begin our own journey. For that reason, we tend to follow society, which provides us with this clear set of steps we must follow. This is the so-called right path of life. Here are some of the most common steps. Going to school, preferably a good one. Getting good grades in the important topics, science, math, English. Applying for and attending college, preferably a good one. Acquiring a huge debt. Finishing college with a degree, preferably one that can help you find a job. Finding a job, preferably one that pays well. Paying off that student loan. Changing to a better paying job, preferably to a new role with a better title. Buying a house. Acquiring a huge debt. Paying off that new debt, slowly and painfully. Living the good life for 10 to 20 years. And death. Unlike what we're led to believe, there isn't one ultimate path that suits everyone. Perhaps the steps, everything I've just mentioned, maybe it seems like a good plan to you. And that's fair. But you have to ask yourself, do I think it's a good plan because others say so? Do I think it's a good plan because it's the only plan that I know? When my brother asked himself these questions at the age of 15, he decided that he's not going to tag along. I'm not going to school anymore, he said to my parents. Naturally, they weren't pleased, and after a week in which he refused to go to school, they sat down to have a serious conversation. My brother explained that school feels like a waste of time, that he's barely learning anything. So what my parents said was, if you don't want to go to school, you have to come up with an alternative. I think that they probably didn't believe at the time that he actually had a plan, but what he said next made them feel proud and assured. He said, I'm not going to take any school exams. Instead, I'll apply to study computer science at the Open University. And so he did. By the age of 19, my brother completed his 4-year course and got a bachelor's degree. But that wasn't enough for him. Ever since he was a young boy, my brother was passionate about video games, and not in the way that most kids are. When he was only 12 years old, he started teaching himself how to code, and by the age of 15, he had already developed around a dozen games. Now, some of those games were developed with a team of professionals from all over the world. Impressive, I know. And so, with his new bachelor's degree, my brother was ready to get a job in the gaming industry. He decided to send his CV out to 30 companies or so. He didn't mind that most of these companies were located abroad. He just wanted to work with like-minded people and create amazing games. Now, I gotta be honest, I was a little bit skeptical. I told him that most companies wouldn't go through a lengthy and expensive process of getting a working visa for a junior programmer. But luckily, I was completely wrong. Within just a week, my brother got a positive reply, and then another one, and then a few more. But there was a catch. We enjoyed reading your CV. We would like to invite you for an interview. However, since we tend to do interviews in person and you don't live in this country, we assume that would be impossible. Was it going to stop my brother? Definitely not. Here's what he did. He booked a plane ticket, a couple of hotels, and he emailed them back. I'm coming for an interview. My brother had 5 days to attend 3 interviews in 3 different cities. Now, I don't know many people who would take that risk, but my brother did. Because after all, when you have a goal, nothing should stop you. To cut a long story short, he got 3 job offers. 3 out of 3. Jackpot. Now, you might think that I'm biased, and you might be right, but I think that my brother's story is inspirational. It shows us that there is an opportunity for each and every one of us to shape our lives as we choose to. We can have our own path that is based on our values, our passions, and our goals. We can also live according to the most popular narrative, but the moral message is this: we don't have to. So if you're a teenager, a college student, or a recent graduate, think of the upcoming steps you're going to take. Make the right decisions for yourself. Now, even if you're older and you're just a year away from finally paying off that mortgage, it's never too late to find your own specific answers. Take a look at the track you've been following and think if you're content with where you're headed. Ultimately, there is never one right answer, nor there is a right path that we all must follow. Because regardless of how you lived your life so far, or what you plan for your future, don't forget that there's always an alternative. That's it for this Sign of Life video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, hit the like button, and watch more Sign of Life videos. Just before I go, I want to give you a quick update. I'm currently working on a very big and special project, so stay tuned. Oh, and don't forget, it's never too late to fulfill yourself.